Oh, all right. Josh, let's go, man. Come on. I know I'm a week late. Josh, where you at? Josh. Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
What's up? Hey, bud. Where's Josh?
He couldn't make it. So I said, hey, that's fine. I'll sub in.
Oh, I see how
why not?
I see how it is, Josh.
Just,
because I didn't show up last week, you got to do me
Yeah.
dirty like this. All right, man. Well, you know what? Hey, I don't care if they lost, baby. It's Chiefs season. It's playoff season.
that's right here. Right here. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go with the GOAT. But hey, you guys are in for a treat. Stay tuned. Here we go. Yeah, something happened with my mouse. I don't know what it is. I can't scroll anymore. Josh, say hi. Ryan, say hi to the people real quick, buddy.
How we doing? It's another. Somehow I am here again, and I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out who's the better co-host. I don't know. 2 for 2. I'm here. We're gonna see what happens.
Oh, that's right. Just a little technical difficulties. Is the song still playing?
Nope. We're good.
It's playing in my ears. That's weird. Anyways, what up, guys? Welcome in. Welcome to the Fantasy Fuck Around. I'm your boy Tvshka. This is Ryan. Ryan Maas, living Maas in the house. Let's freaking go, man. Yeah, I mean, technical difficulties be damned. We will be Charlie Mike and continuing the mission and have ourselves a good time talking about some fantasy football. Ryan, man, did you get the dub? Does it look locked?
It's looking pretty locked. Yeah.
That's why he didn't show up. Josh, come on, man.
Just didn't want to face me. Just didn't want to hear it.
Por despacito. But no, yeah, it does look like Ryan's going to be winning this playoff game. I have to check mine because in one, I'm not in the main playoffs, but I am in the loser bracket, and it still matters to me. Damn it. 142, 134. I have literally DK Metcalf with a 14.5 points playing against me. But luckily for me, I have Kenneth Gainwell, who's got 19.2. Let's freaking go. Playoff football, baby. When folks at home, definitely like, subscribe, follow us. And hopefully you guys are winning your week. And if you're having a little bit of trouble, right, maybe you did win, but you kind of lost. We're going to try to help you out in that. But first, man, we've got to talk about some of these studs before we talk about some of the duds. But that is the top 10, man. I'm excited for this. Are you excited?
I am excited.
Okay, good. I hope so, because it took me too long to make this video.
Yes.
But here we go, y'all. Check it. That is right, putting the work in, and man, these boys did. And you could see it in the highlights. It was quarterbacks, it was wide receivers, also a lot of tight ends really kind of showed up. But yeah, just out the gate, overall top 10. Kyle Pitts, what are we doing? Kyle Pitts getting a 40 burger, scoring the most on the week, with 46 points, at least in our league. That is full PPR, and for the quarterbacks, it is 4 points. But Trevor Lawrence, doesn't matter for him, man, because he says, hold my beer, I'm going to get a rushing touchdown as well. And he comes in getting 44 points, getting 5 passing touchdowns and a rushing. That's absolutely insane. Amon-Ra St. Brown in kind of a little bit of a shootout there with the Rams. He got 41 points. Trent McBride, another tight end, 2 of the 4 top overall are the tight end, probably the tightest of ends. McBride coming in, getting 37 points. Travis Etienne, welcome back to the chat, getting 32. He's been pretty consistent last few weeks. James Cook is still in the kitchen, and it's smoky, baby, but in a good way because he's getting 31 points. Trayvon Henderson, God dang it, why were you on my bench in one of the leagues? Getting me 30 points. That didn't matter, but it's luckily still won that match. Bijan Robinson in that incredible win over the Buccaneers as far as for Atlanta, getting 30 points. Bo Nix getting 29. And Puka, can't do no wrong, Nakua getting 28 points in that highly contested match. Ryan, what the heck happened this weekend, dude?
I mean, we got definitely some players, some ones that you're expecting, some not so much. I was like, all right. I mean, right off the bat, I mean, Pitts, which is, and we're like, okay. And we're Thursday night. I'm like, that is hitting it hard. And I'm thinking, who in our league had Pitts? And so I checked all my leagues. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Pitts is on all those teams that are out of the playoffs or the bottom brackets because they haven't done nothing but.
Yeah.
But
that means you don't have to face them. That's one of the perks too, because Kirk Cousins, man, coming in, I mean, he is in the top 10. He's number 3 quarterback, but in this overall top 10, apparently you have to score like 29 points just to even be considered. But for the quarterbacks themselves, talking about Cousins, but yeah, Lawrence 44, Bo Nix, the Believers are getting real. With 29 points. Kirk Cousins, though, 27 on probably a vast majority of waivers. So might not be too bad of a pickup. We'll talk about him more later. Brock Purdy getting 26. Jared Goff getting 26. Josh Allen, 25. What a putz. He's only the number 6 quarterback. It's just been crazy score fest today. Right behind him, though, J.J. McCarthy. Showing maybe he just had some bad games previously and is back on the right track. C.J. Stroud getting 23. And then rounding it out, Jackson Dart and Jalen Hurts in the quarterback top 10. Yeah, man, out of these, I mean, who kind of stands out to you?
I'm looking at Dart. I mean, he was out with injury. He comes back. You're just not quite sure what you're going to get out of him. Are they going to allow him to run? Thing is, though, he just – I have to check to see how many rushing yards that he got, but that's where he gets a lot of his mileage. I mean, he had a couple touchdowns, but he probably could be just stuck in that top 10 if he just plays a certain level and not get himself hurt. But it was pretty nice to see.
And we've already seen that where, I mean, just going off, him and Scadaboo gets hurt. He keeps going off and not jumping out of bounds and continuously running, and then he gets a concussion, right? And now he's back. Last week he got he had a bye week last week, so 3 weeks though. But 3 weeks ago, 13.56. This week, 23.14. 9 rushing attempts for 63 yards. No touchdown, but he did throw it 20 for 36 for 246 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 interception. But yeah, I mean, the future does look bright with Dart and other rookies and even sophomores, and really just look at the year 3 ones as well, like CJ Stroud. And that is one guy we will talk a little bit more about later, but him and Nico Collins, I mean, the reason like with the video took so long is I was editing it, thinking a multiple usage, and then I saw, well, shoot, 2 of the guys are in the same shot, and it's a quarterback to a wide receiver, and it was just like, okay, what am I doing? I'm trying too hard on this, and that was one of them. Was Bo Nix to Sutton was a great combo. He also had Kirk Cousins there, 2 hits in the end zone.
Well, Trevor Lawrence right off the bat with an ETN. I mean, 3 of those 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll definitely be talking a lot more about ETN here soon enough, but the Trevor Lawrence of it, he is only rostered in 54% of leagues. That's kind of shameful, guys. He needs to be somewhere.
Also playing the Jets, though.
Yeah. They're playing the Jets. They're going against Denver. Last week against Indy, 19.36. Against Tennessee, 21.66. But yeah, and then whenever he actually played against a comp defense, as far as like Texans, 10.8. So could be a bad week for him, but also at the same time, they go and they play Indianapolis, and I don't know. I mean, the defense look kind of good against Sam Darnold and JSN,
Yeah.
but there's just something in the water there. Duval.
Still can't trust McCarthy, though.
Yeah. But yeah, the Prince that was never promised. I mean, it's always kind of been the nickname, and is it a false promise today? Who knows? But Bo Nix, I feel like he's probably here to stay, and that I hate that. As a Chiefs fan, I hate it. I hate it,
Yes.
man. Why do they have to get a good quarterback? Like, why couldn't they just be like the Raiders and just be miserable? But yeah, he gets 29 points against the Green Bay Packers. Next week, going to Jacksonville, at Denver for Jacksonville, then going to Kansas City. But an injury-riddled Kansas City. We will talk about that more. Anything else on running or quarterbacks before we move on to running backs?
Nope, I'm all good.
Yeah. All right. And looking at the running backs, they're at the top. Yeah, we talked about him. Travis Etienne getting 32 points. Right behind him, James Cook, 31. Henderson, 30. Bijan Robinson, 30. Tyrone Tracy, 25. Josh Jacobs, 23. DeAndre Swift, 23. Kyron Williams, 22. Gainwell made it into the top 10, getting 19. But he did bump down Tony Pollard and Saquon Barkley. Yeah, man, for the running backs, who really stood out to you this week?
I'm looking at Pollard, 2 good games in a row, his best 2 games, and also helps nobody because your team's not in the playoffs. If you had Pollard, I mean,
the Dak Scott Award.
I had Swift. Yeah, I had Swift on my bench, so it's that.
Man,
and I'm looking. I didn't need him. It's just one of those things that like you just don't know. But yeah, you have a few of them that just popped. I mean, ETN popping. I mean, but it's that Pollard one. I'm like, he had 2 really good back-to-back weeks. But I mean, they're gonna play Kansas City next week. Not playing them.
Yeah. Yeah, he is another guy that was on my bench as well in that same matchup. Luckily, I have a good enough team, but I have Henderson and Swift on the bench. But unfortunately, they did very well this weekend. Henderson. And so, but yeah, so hopefully you guys had them in your lineup like we've been talking to you about over the last few weeks. Because, yeah, I mean, that right there, that's probably a little bit of the future that we're going to see with Henderson for sure. Swift being there in Chicago with his old OC, really starting to gel with Caleb Williams. I mean, there's just a lot of really good teams. And just to kind of speak to the general, state of the NFL, some of the chats with Josh, but it's not so like for the Chiefs. It's not so much that we're bad. It's just everybody else got good. And the things that happened last year that we were good enough to win, and like blocking field goals, things of that nature, just didn't happen this year. It's just the law of averages. And you've had a lot of key injuries on offense, but these defenses are getting legit. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just those one possession games. I mean, just couldn't get them. I think only one so far this year, I think. And
I think we lost 6 or 7 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get 3 of them, or something like that, and you're in a much better place. Yeah, you may not win the AFC first seed or even the division just to get in.
Yeah, just get us in.
Yeah,
just give us a chance. That's all we need, baby.
Even though I sit here and I think about, well, I mean, you went from peak high to out of the playoffs. So, I mean, do you feel worse? First is just fall completely out. It's just, well, just missed it. I mean, no, we didn't just miss it. It's like 3 weeks to go. We're out.
Oh yeah.
So I don't feel as bad.
That was a big whiff of a season. But I mean, injuries. I mean, we'll talk about them here in a bit, but injuries making a big part of the reason why the Chiefs and honestly other teams are out too. The Cowboys still have a statistical chance.
1% chance.
Yeah, but not really a chance. I think they have to have the Eagles lose every game. They have to win out. And they're a good team, but they're just barely missing it sometimes. That tie is haunting them quite a bit right now. But anyways, yeah. So for running backs, Tyrone Tracy, is this real? Is this somebody we really should consider since, like his last game, he got 4.3? Is this a testament more of Washington just having a bad defense? They two are eliminated. These are two eliminated teams just playing each other. What do you think the tape is on Tyrone Tracy?
Yeah, that's where I want to pull up. It's Minnesota next week.
Yep.
I'm not trusting that, but playing Vegas.
Yeah.
Championship week. If you're in a bind there in your flex spot, there's something to it. Just because both teams are going to be really crappy, they're just going to still keep playing.
Yeah. And it's a young team, and I don't think Jackson Dart is going to be like, you know what? Maybe I just won't play as hard today.
Yeah, it's not his nature. In fact, that's actually the concern for people higher up. They're like, just get down,
just slide, bro, just slide. I mean, Mahomes. Remember that first year with the Mahomes?
Yeah, he was just
taking so many ridiculous hits, and it's like, bro, just slide. And this year looked like the same, and we kind of know what that looks like. But anyways, we're not going to spoil the lead on that one. We don't want you guys to catch our drift, but we do have to talk about the people that do catch a ball for a living, and that is the wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown getting 41 freaking points. Good Lord. That dude is an absolute animal. And right behind him, and with 28 points, is the other animal, Puka Nacua. That was just an incredible game. These highlights. I didn't watch the detailed game. But man, then behind him in the same matchup, Jameson Williams. 3 of your top wide receivers are in the same game. That's how electric this matchup was. Kind of reminded me of the Rams and Chiefs from 2019?
Oh, yeah, I remember that game.
Oh, my God. 55-50 or something, or 45-50, something like.
Yeah, it was an Applebee's bar for some reason for work. Watching that, I'm like, I remember where I was on that game.
Yeah, dude, it was such an incredible matchup. Maybe we'll do a watch along of that. That'd be kind of fun. So, what is up, girl? How we doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. And it's the nature of the beast. If you're talking about the wide receivers, definitely, because some of these other beasts, other than Jameson Williams, which was a surprise point there, was Courtland Sutton, coming in with 24 points. Right behind him, Nico Collins getting 24. Jamar Chase, still relevant in fantasy, getting 23 points. DJ Moore, right? Talking about that Bears offense, man, getting 23. Troy Franklin. Why, God, are there 2 Denver Broncos in the top 10? I hate this version of the world. But Troy Franklin getting 21 points, thankfully for me. Chris Olave getting 21. Naylor coming in at the bottom of the top 10, but still in the top 10, getting 20 points even. We'll talk more about him, but man, as far as the wide receivers, who else are you kind of eyeballing? Who are you excited to have, and who are you dreading to go against? Actually, that's what I should probably say.
I will say this: one St. Brown going off is positive for who have St. Brown, but they sure did kill Gibbs though. Yeah, because that really affected, and a lot of people were riding Gibbs and probably lost their first round matchup just because they thought they might be able to be okay, and that just didn't happen. But that's one of those bigger things. What's standing out though is Naylor, because and Naylor's in the top 10, and JJ's where?
Yep.
I'm talking about Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Yeah, sorry, too many JJs.
Yeah, I know.
Minnesota, sort it out.
Yeah.
Separate with one of them, probably. Separate with Justin Jefferson.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, South, bub.
What, 2%
Get out of that cold
or something? I mean, yeah, it's a nailer that gets into the top 10. And that just thought was interesting. Olave goes off, but only in one quarter. If you actually, I heard about that. They forgot they had him, and then the fourth quarter we're going to start to pass to him. I just thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. But, now was it just on Shook, as far as not going through progressions and forgetting? Oh, he is over there. Oh, he was open the whole time. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, and also who's not on here? I think you're lucky. There's no JSN.
Yeah,
not in the top 10. So you've had a good week to play him, but the odds are if somebody had JSM, they probably had a bye. So they lucked out on not having them this week.
But even then, 18 points. He's not top 10, but 18 points. Come on. It may not be 22 or 25 as far as projection.
But compared to what he can do.
God, come on now, man.
I mean, yeah.
Actually, he was projected to get 21.68 in our league. And he got 18.3. I mean, a slight miss, but I mean, if that's JSN's floor, I'll take that any day, any freaking day.
But this is where you had your best chance to probably beat him.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and that could be the decider.
Right, he's usually top 3. I mean, that's what I got.
Yeah, Jamar Chase. That is one to really look at because, I mean. Not really big news, but Joe Burrow's not happy. They didn't score anything on offense, and but he's apparently not happy. He says it's not fun. He's going to kind of access it, I guess, in the off season. Who knows what that means, man? I feel like he's just probably blown off steam. Maybe just trying to, tired of getting hurt for no reason, but also, bud, you're getting paid. You're getting paid. But also, I feel like if he just does an early retirement, that probably negates some of that pay. But he's also Joe Burrow, man. Joe Cool. I mean, he could get a job anywhere. And maybe it's one of those retirement things, get up a contract and then, come back and like Phillip Rivers. I mean, coming back 5 years after the fact, negating that you're, going basically, on the Hall of Fame list, and just like, you know what, coming back for it, we're gonna spin it, and he did a pretty serviceable job, but for the
that game was on a pier. That game was up on a pier, so I was definitely had it on, and they were all about what can we do not to get him hurt. Let's get it out as quick as possible, and that's why your receivers are hardly anything. Half of his passes are to the running backs. I mean, it is something to watch. And they still almost pulled it off.
Yeah, they really almost did. Their defense looked very good as far as for the Colts, but for the Jamar Chase of it, just be in consideration, guys. I mean, he is still Jamar Chase. It's still the Bengals, but. They do go to Miami, so a little bit warmer weather situation. So let us know what the weather report is for next week. You got the Bengals coming in, but then also they're going to jump back home and play Arizona that championship week, whose defense is like Swiss cheese sometimes. So still very much a viable option. DJ Moore, I mean, that Bears. I'm excited just for any good offense, period. The Bears being good, that makes DJ Moore very strong. Player going forward. Jameson Williams, though, I just can't trust the guy. I can't, man.
If you're projected to lose, you play him because you got to take a chance, and that's kind of what's going on.
But here's the thing: is it even a chance anymore? Because the last 3 weeks, 26.4 this week against the Rams, 17.3 against the Cowboys, and then the week prior against the Packers, 26.9. I mean, god dang, like a 17-point floor. Oh yeah, sorry, the week before that, 0. So that was a fun one. But I don't know if he got injured that week. He only had 3 targets, no receptions. He played 97% snap count. So
it was just one of those weeks.
Yep, one of those weeks. But you also have Laporta out. And so you had Tesla kind of step up a little bit. But for those Lions, I mean, you have Amon-Ra getting 41, Jameson Williams getting 26, Goff getting 26, the kicker getting 10, Gibbs getting 10, Montgomery getting 9, Raymond getting 3, Tesla getting anything. So, yeah, just kind of one of those ordeals that, other than Amon-Ra, can you trust anybody on that team to be consistent with fantasy? And I don't know, Jameson Williams. Yeah, we dropped Ryan. Take you off screen while you're getting that sorted out. But Jameson Williams, let us know in the chats. Do you trust him or not? I don't know. Not sure if I do. Do you trust him? Yeah or nay?
Jameson Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say I trust him more than not at this point, just because the play calling changed up, and it has helped. And again, when you don't have your tight end, I mean, you got what, Gibbs, and you got two pass catchers. I mean, they got to go somewhere, and it makes sense. It's going to be there.
Yeah, Tesla not getting much in there, but I mean, with the sample count, and when we'll talk about it there in the wild card, but just looking at the 3 weeks, don't look at the whole year on some of these people, because they are not the same person. They're definitely not on the same team, and not saying that they got traded. It's just the teams look a lot different coming out this next week, and it also looks very different for the tight ends, man. The tightest of ends, Kyle Pitts. Good freaking Lord. 46 points. Getting a 40 burger. Bride, what a chump, getting 37. Goddard, 25. Parkinson, 25. Kittle, 23. Schultz, 22. Knox, 19. Helm, 15. Google him because I don't know who the hell he is. Kelsey getting 14. And Fannin, rounding out the top 10, getting 12. Good freaking Lord, man. I mean, tight ends. Scoring. Where if there's any question of where some points were for the running backs, they all went to the tight end.
I don't know, but even though I was looking at that list there, there is a gap though from top to bottom, because top 10, number 10 was 12 points. So I mean, there's some. But
it's a tight end.
There's some high hitters. I mean, with Pitts and McBride, but then Goddard and Parkinson, I mean, those are 25. So you definitely got some range though.
Yeah, but tight ends typically, I mean, in the past. Oh, yeah. I mean, barring Tony Gonzalez or maybe some of the elites. I mean, 10 points is serviceable. 10, 15.
That's what you're looking for.
And so it's like, all right, like, I mean, we've had some weeks where it was, 20 points was the top tight end, or maybe 16. And for this one, where you would barely even make the list, I mean,
10 points, you don't make the list.
Gunnar Helm, out of Tennessee, rookie tight end, scoring all their freaking, getting all their grabs basically. He had a 4 for 4 for 49 yards and a touchdown, but he was just all over the place for them.
Yeah, I wanted to see how many had who had at least 10 points, and it looks like the top 14 at least had 10.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you even had Colston Loveland, you're doing all right.
Loveland, Gadsden. I mean, that might be one to talk about later on in the waiver wire. But Jonnu Smith is making his way up there, because tonight we have the Miami Dolphins at Pittsburgh Steelers. So let us know in the chat how you're feeling watching your boys. Because 15 points, how the hell did we get there, guy? I guess we got a safety. But 28-15 is the score right now, and it is in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left.
No, they tried to go for 2. Didn't work out.
Oh, that's what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because they did start off with the field goals. Yep. So 3 field goals, went for 6. Then missed it. Yeah. And, wow, how was that not a flag? Aaron Rodgers literally just lays down, and the guy falls hard on him.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, man. All you had to do was just touch. You saw him go down. But
this is the advantage of me being behind you. I can't.
Oh yeah, right. I'll announce it while you see it.
Yeah, no. So at least I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah. I'll give you I'll cue you in on that one. But let's do cue in on maybe some of the kickers and defenses because these folks did some work too, ladies and gentlemen. I know we typically do not talk much about kickers and defense, but it is the playoffs, and every point matters. And God, just like with the tight ends, the kickers, Jason Myers winning games for people, getting 24 points. Fairburn, same, getting 17. McManus, 16. Group 15 there, and that is Blake Group there in Indianapolis, getting 15. Aubrey getting 15. Eddie Pinheiro there with the 49ers getting 14. Little, who holds the current record for the longest kick in NFL history, getting 12. Dicker the kicker getting 12 as well. We've got Richard getting 12, Moody 12, and Mevis, which is Harrison Mevis for the Rams coming in there as well. But I don't know what changed. That one's a little bit different order than mine. But, kickers. I mean, actually getting some done. How much did you love going against Myers in some of your leagues?
Yeah, that's considering what's their whole offense. I mean, I was thinking about Aubrey, and he has been really good, and he missed 2, and he got 15 points, still missing 2, and those are 2 50-plus yarders. So that easily would have been jumped in the top, but I'm like, that's fine. I'll take it. He has a history of being top, 10-plus points. So you got some players there that kickers you can almost be better than some of your flexes. Yeah,
especially with how volatile some of the players have been. And maybe not even players, just the offenses. And again, I think it's just a testament to the defense, just kind of getting better overall with the NFL. But for Aubrey, you mentioned him, getting 15 this week, 23 last week, 12 the week prior. So that 3-week stretch is getting people in the playoffs. It's helping you win playoff games too. So even though we talk shit on kickers all the time here, sorry, Pat McAfee, but you got to respect them right now because they are very much helping you stay in the playoffs, or they have helped you get into the playoffs. And they're not the only ones, man, because the defense is very much the same. Now, the Baltimore Ravens getting 24 freaking points. Oh, my God. I almost lost because of them. The Chicago Bears getting 18. The Eagles getting 16. Chargers 13. Steelers right now are at 11. So they're actually number 5 on the week and could be moving up. But it looks like they're going to be kind of kneeling this one out. Jacksonville getting 10. Washington 10. And then you got, the Giants, another Broncos getting 7. Houston Texans getting 7. So, but for defenses, man, are there any defenses that you were able to target maybe 5 weeks ago that you can't target now?
Well, I had the Houston defense that I targeted, and that's what I've been rolling with, even though it was a little lower this week. But I feel really good at having them.
I'm targeting this. Good stuff.
There you go. And I mean, the reason why they did as overall poorly as they did was a certain Trey McBride going off and getting, he's just a beast. Even with the Houston defense being really good, sometimes just Trey McBride can just do what they need to do. Yeah, I mean, and Brisket knows what the remedy to success is with that. Just throw it to McBride, and you're going to be so much better for it. He's also thrown to Michael Wilson. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But yeah, for the defenses, the Cowboys was one. I mean, not on the scoring list, but I'm just thinking strategy-wise, period. You can't just target the Cowboys as one of the worst defenses. They will surprise you sometimes. And with the playoffs, maybe just be a little more conservative, not specifically with the Cowboys, but just when you're trying to target a defense because we'll talk about it in the wild card coming up soon. Miami. Yeah. Miami. I mean, it's just sometimes the dynamic shifts
when a team knows that they're out of the playoffs. And sometimes it shifts when they still have a fighting chance to, regardless of how bad their defense maybe was. So that's all I'm going to kind of say for that. Any other defenses that you're happy to have, or just excited to go against? And why is it Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah. Anything's a Cincy, and if you have a tight end, you play them against Cincy, and that's just what it is. They have a huge gap between top and the next second group there. But I'm looking at Jacksonville. Their defense is looking pretty good. So if I had them, I'd probably feel happy. I mean, there's definitely some that are still out there that could do you well. But I got Houston. I'm sitting with them, so I'm not looking for them.
And hey, I mean, if they
Kansas
get you
City.
the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, still a good defense, but man, I mean, without Mahomes, I don't know. But hey, speaking of, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and wrap that up and keep this train moving because this just in. Our hearts are fucking broken. R.I.P. King. R.I.P. Yeah, we're talking about the news and updates, folks, and it's kind of going to be a sob fest for a little bit of it, but enjoy. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the news and updates portion of the show where we kind of take a little bit of time to look around the league. And unfortunately, our main correspondent is out. So I did not do a whole lot of sorry, I slipped into my Trump impersonation. I did not do a whole lot of reconnaissance on this. No, I just didn't do a whole lot of work on it. But also, I really didn't want to, man, because the biggest story sucks. It's the worst, is it not, Brian?
Yes, it is. And it's a certain Mahomes being out for who knows how long. Until it's the next season, but how long with that torn ACL? I mean, I saw him go down, saw him holding that knee, and I'm like, no.
I was praying for a split kneecap. I was praying it was a kneecap. Like, just say the kneecap slid again, please. Just because he could come back from that pretty quickly. We saw it.
He looked better walking on the field a little bit, but then once they got to the tunnel, I mean, they were really having to help him, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, it was not great. Mahomes did go down. It is, I believe, MCL. And, I mean, if we won the game, we would have still been in contention. But even from the beginning of the season, it was just one of those ordeals where kind of saw how they played the first couple of weeks. And it was just like, this isn't going to be an easy year. We lost to the Chargers, and it was, of course, it was in Brazil, but Mahomes was just running way too much, putting his body on the line more than I would have liked him to. But he had to do it because of the line inefficiencies that we still have. And we definitely had them this weekend because of injuries going into the game, injuries while we were in the game, and then Mahomes getting injured himself. But it's actually ACL. But yeah, Ryan, anything else on really just Mahomes or the Chiefs? I mean, this can kind of tease into maybe the wild card as well. But.
Right. I mean, if we're talking, obviously the fantasy aspect of this, he probably wouldn't have been as banged up if he didn't feel like he had to run so much.
Yeah, pour one out for him, by the way. Yeah.
There you go. And yes, you had Pacheco who was out, but only did so much when he was in.
Man.
And Hunt's doing what he can.
This entire year.
Right. I mean, he was one of ours punt, pass, kick Pacheco early in the year because it just wasn't happening. And so, again, our certain Patrick had to run more than he had to, and I guess he's had a pretty banged up knee there for a few weeks, and he was just trying to push through it. And I just, if they were going to lose that game, it's fine. It just would have been nice for him to be able to survive it.
Yep.
And then And even if he's like just a little bit hurt, I mean, they just shut him down regardless. But I think we were a few minutes away of having a worst case scenario.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, it probably will be. Some estimations is 10 months, and that's well into the next season. So we're not talking about just the off season. And I mean, the guy's an alien. All right, I'll be one of the first to say it. If they do exist, Mahomes is one of them. But it's okay because he wears the Chiefs jersey. But yeah, that Gardner Minshew, next up to bat. How do you feel about Gardner?
For next week, might be pretty decent.
Yeah.
Just because you go against the Titans, but then you go against Denver, and I'm like, I mean, fantasy aspect. Not that. Ooh, yeah, you're not playing probably anybody from Kansas City that week. I mean, it might be okay next week, but
yeah. Well, and that's going to be my question for this week. How do you feel about Travis Kelce? You know, top 10.
I mean, I think a big top 10, even again, just because of who they're playing, and you're looking for short passes anyways. He could probably just cumulatively collect a decent enough of passes, and we'll go from there. I'm not. He doesn't like to wing it around, so it might be all right, but. Yeah, that's for next week.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Minshew, just with a week's worth of preparation and, some reps with the A team, also having a scheme or design plays for him.
Did he even play before this week at all?
I
don't think so.
Preseason, yeah, but
preseason, but not the regular season.
If he did, maybe a snap or two while they were probably checking Mahomes for concussion protocol or something.
Probably handing it off. But I think that'd be about it. So, yeah, I mean, he really had to just get right in there and try to win it. And he did what he could. So,
Well, and in this, sometimes the backup quarterbacks, they get a lot more reps with the second team. So, I mean, maybe look at some of these other players. Don't be surprised if these players have a good game. But I would not pass. I would not go for that because hopefully you've got far better players to choose from on the waiver wire, which you do, and we will get to. But a couple more big injuries to talk about. Micah Parsons. Yeah, I mean, this is, fantasy football. Some people actually do have defenses. I mean, as far as like individual players, which is kind of interesting. Kind of half intrigued to try that, but then also I was intrigued about trying a dynasty, and now I hate it. But for Micah Parsons, I mean, it does affect the Packers defense, and also maybe even some of their matchups coming up. But yeah, for the Micah Parsons of it all, I mean that trade happened. He goes down. Is Jerry just there in his little castle, or I mean, what do you think is going on there?
I think that it definitely affects the. Like next week they play the Bears, and I think about the Bears offense. So Swift, I think might be. I mean, I'm planning on playing him anyways, but Swift might be one of those that probably might do a little bit better because you don't have to worry about Parsons, and in the pass rush not getting there as quick, might be able to also get to the receivers a little bit better. So we'll see who's playing next week with. I mean. Odunze, if he's playing or not. I mean, Burton kind of banged up, so not sure who they're passing to. But that's one beast of a man that's not going to be there. So we're going to see how much more the defense is on the field because they can't get off because you're missing Parsons.
Yeah, and like I said, they play the Bears next week, and then the week after that. The Packers will be playing the Ravens. Packers are the number 7 seed, so they do have the wild card spot. At that point, maybe the Ravens are playing for something as well. So that could be a good contention. I mean, somebody who we really haven't mentioned much at all this year, Derrick Henry. Who knows? Maybe that might be a good matchup for them, kind of taking advantage of some of those holes. Or a rookie, or just the backup could step in and be the answer they need. Regardless of Micah Parsons, because sometimes when these players get playing time, they just show up so much more because they're hungry. They're trying to earn that opportunity, or they're really trying to showcase and get a contract for next year. But yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens there. Yeah.
We got a Kelsey question.
Chat. A GIF. Stop, man. It's too soon. Too soon, Tom. But
I mean, too soon. But what is his plans? I mean, he has 3 more games to play. I mean, how was it? 36 somewhere in there? I mean,
yeah. I think you're spot on. 36. I think it's just a few years shy of me. Yeah.
It's really just how does it want to go out?
Yeah. And I mean, he's got a marriage.
He got stuff.
He's got a wedding. Got stuff. He's got things to do. He's got money. and marrying into so much money. So it's like, maybe you just don't beat up your body as much.
And what is his plans? I mean, he has his podcast, but what else? I don't know what he has lined up besides his podcast and a few other things.
I believe he had a show or something that
that was.
Did. I don't know if that was
like 10 years ago.
No, I'm not talking about
the dating one.
No, not the dating one. There's a game show. Are you smarter than celebrity?
Yeah.
So trying to get into that realm. Yeah. And the Game Show Network still has like Alfonso Ribeira. You guys know him as Carlton.
Yeah, he's like on every show.
Right. But it's like, who knows? I mean, you get 2-3 shows. Maybe that's how you make your money. But at the same time, does he really even have to work?
Depends on how bored he is.
Yeah. I mean, that might be. That's really the biggest thing. Is just it's not money. It's just the motivation. And with Mahomes out, I feel like it's kind of an easy decision.
Yeah, especially next year.
Unless he just wants to hang around for another year of the contract just to help, but gets limited play. I mean, he's a locker room guy, so maybe that would be the move, is just to kind of step into a little bit of a player coach kind of scenario. But for fantasy viability, you got 3 more weeks with him, guys, and then it's probably curtains.
Yep.
But also, thank you, but also fuck you, GIF. I don't like you bringing up sore subjects, man. But also, who else is sore? Davante Adams, man. Davante Adams, Los Angeles Rams receiver, says it didn't tear an ACL, but it could be a hamstring injury. So we'll see what this looks like. But I don't think we have a timeline on him just yet, at least from what I've kind of heard. But any news or any thoughts on the Davante Adams injury, and why is everybody in Seattle smiling? Why?
Yeah, because we don't have to face him on Thursday. But that's the thing. I mean, even if it's just for a short turnaround, I mean, 2 weeks. I mean, do you really think he's going to be ready in a week and a half? I mean, so you might be just done with him for at least the fantasy season.
Yeah.
He's probably going to try to at least get back for the playoffs, because they're that good enough of a team, and that would be the priority. What he'd want to do. I heard he's going to retire the same time Stafford retires, and just because that's
if they win it all, could it be this year too?
Right. Yeah, that's what he said. He's on his last rodeo.
Yeah.
So he'd rather probably get healthy, and if he's not going to be, I'd have to check who they played week 17, because if they feel like they beat
come up for the Rams.
Yeah,
they're gonna be playing the Falcons,
so they might think they could beat them without him. So they're not going to make it Thursday, and if they think they can beat through the Rams, might wait till week 18.
Well, they got a tight end that kind of feel like he stepped into the role, at least for this weekend. Hopefully for the future, for some of our dynasty leagues and people that maybe already have him, or people looking to get him. Ryan, stay off the waiver wire. Okay, we'll talk about that here in a bit. But yeah, unfortunately, Davante Adams is out. I believe the same thing. If I'm in their shoes, hey, just take it easy. Just rest up. And oh my God, who was it? Chiefs player. I feel like he was maybe more in defense, but they just brought him in as needed. Like he really didn't play a whole lot. And then in the Super Bowl and I think the AFC Championship game, he got a lot more playing time.
So, spoiler alert, I won't be going for Parkinson on the waiver wire. I think my tight end's fine enough.
Yeah, spoiler. Probably anybody who needs a tight end or just wants to take it from me will be going for it.
Okay, maybe I'll just put in for it just in case.
No, don't. But for that, as far as that regard, it's the smart move. It really is. Like they've locked in. I believe they've locked in a clinched playoff spot. Maybe not.
I'm not sure, but it's
because it is such a tight race.
Because NFC is like, I mean, you could be in first, and now you're in seventh if you're in the NFC North.
Yeah, let me look at that real quick. Because the number one in the AFC is the Broncos. Number one in the NFC is the Rams, who are 11-3 in their division. Though the Seahawks are 11-3 as well. Yeah.
I mean, it's tight.
Right. So. Yeah, and then 10-4 is the 49ers, and on the rest of their schedule there. As far as for the Rams, if it will show it, there we go. Seahawks, then Falcons. Seahawks are Thursday. Sorry. Yeah, Seahawks are this week, and then Falcons the following week, and the Cardinals. So they are done with division play after this week. It's a Thursday night game. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember
the Cardinals.
Cardinals are the last one. Okay, sorry. They're done with divisional meaning.
hard games. You're talking about that? Yeah. I mean, they do have to still play.
Brisket and McBride.
Oh, they're going to win.
Wilson, like they're still getting production, but they're just not able to win games. No, you're right. The Cardinals still are there.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
I just think it's funny that Tampa Bay is 7-7 in the 4 seed, and then right behind is Seahawks at 11-3.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. It's gross, man. I mean, it's just like sometimes how the NFC East would do, where middling team would get in. The South is just that, a middling division right now. And that's more due to injuries. I mean, if the Buccaneers were able to keep that pace from the beginning of the year without injuries, it'd be great. But injuries do happen, and they did happen. There were so much more. People scored touchdowns, and then they just left. What the fuck, Neil? Also, what the fuck?
Where's he at?
Who else
Marks.
Yeah, Woody Marks. Guys, what are we doing? Like, if you can play. But also at the same time, they're trying to change their motivation, bud, right? And I kind of feel like I know why. Oh, my God. I can hear so much scribbling right now. It's freaking me out, man. My dogs are going crazy. Our pets' heads are falling off. It's the wild card! Oh, it didn't hit the video. Wild card, bitches! Gentlemen, I hate my freaking mouse. God. Oh, that was a good build-up. But anyways, this is the wild card. This is the part of the show where I get to kind of take a look at the league and just try to figure out a little bit of nuggets, right? And usually Josh brings it, man. And he brings it so good. But he is not here. So unfortunately, you're stuck with me. But for this segment, we are going to be talking about roster insurance. We're in the playoffs, Brian. Multiple leagues. We're in the playoffs. And it is highly contested. And this is a good freaking week for waivers. So this is where you can kind of shore up some injuries. Mahomes, looking at you, bud. Hold on a second. I've got a drop for this one if I can find it.
I hurt myself today.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, he hurt himself, ladies and gentlemen. But it is where, hey, maybe you have an injury that you need to rectify. So you're probably bumping people from the bench, but then you have some spots that might be a little bit open. Once the IR placements go out, or like for Mahomes, we just know he's not coming back. For the rest of the season. So even without the IR nomenclature, you can probably still go ahead and drop him and find some other people. But what do you do, right? I mean, if you don't have a backup quarterback like me, and Mahomes goes down, what do you do, right? You've got to find people. And that is why you should have roster insurance. This segment is brought to you by Geico. No, I'm kidding. It's not. But having backups matter, and it's not just quarterbacks. It's in every position. I mean, obviously, running backs and wide receivers, that's where the mess of it is, right, Ryan? I mean, for your rosters, 60, 70%, maybe 80% of your roster, wide receivers and running backs, no?
It's, almost always. I only happen to have Burrow, but besides that, it's all about running backs, wide receivers, because I tend not to have backup quarterbacks, tight ends, defenses, kickers, any of that stuff, because you want to get the ones that hit. Or now you're at the point of the season where, if you need some backups for your own players, just in case they do get hurt. So the Algiers of the world, where I mean, Brian Robinson, I picked him up on Sunday just because not my backup, but hey, he was on the injury report. You didn't know what was going to happen during the game, but hey, you got to have that insurance from other people too.
And it is Christian McCaffrey, who is injury prone. And there were some other players. I mean, looking at Woody Marks and that Texans offense, which is riddled with injuries. Who do you go there? You got Audric Estime and Evan Hull. I don't know. Google them. You guys did the work. I'm tired of working for you. But it's just like gross. Like I think I vomited in my mouth a little bit. But that is on that Texans offense. That is in dire need of wins because they are in the playoff hunt as well. And so, they're going to play in the Jets next week, then the Titans, then the Falcons. Man, it's the worst, best scenario. Great defenses to target, but there's nobody, right? I mean, there's nobody there. But
Devin O'Neal. Devin O'Neal, who's hurt.
Oh my gosh. So what do they say on him for the latest?
Well, let's see. But I just was looking at the team. So Kamara, Kendra Miller, Dean O'Neal. So you're down to Evan Hall and Estime. I mean, and it's just. But they're going against the Jets next week, and that's just one of those things. It just let's see if what they're saying.
Train of thought went from Texans room. Yeah, sorry, but to the Saints. So thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, talking about the Saints room. But even for the Texans, it's like, what do you do there? So there are these injuries that happen. There are injury-prone people, period. And you can kind of target them. But that's where definitely we'll get into some of the waivers and some of the options here in a second. But just overall, the nugget is basically just kind of start really analyzing the team and the player and what that relationship looks like. Because, teams change their focus when they get eliminated. Like the Giants. That's probably the anomaly, right? I mean, you'll have some feisty kind of teams every now and then, but they're not going to play that hard when they know they're out of the playoffs. They're going to play a little bit softer. They're going to start sitting people and benching them because, they've got contracts. They've got their own actual insurance, probably brought to you by GoCo, that needs to be, kind of protected there for trades or even just the future themselves. But then for the players themselves, and that's where I wonder if Jackson Dart's in this situation, because I would love to look at some of the contracts, but players going for incentives. Mm-hmm. That is one thing to really watch too. Hey, does this person just need one more touchdown to get a $1 million bonus because, and their contract, it was 10 touchdowns on the season? What does it look like? So this is where really kind of, it may sound like fodder in the past, really key on some of those stuff. But, Ryan, I mean, kind of just with roster insurance or just even just the motivations of teams in the last 3 weeks. Hopefully 2 weeks if you got a smart league. But
right, it's one of those where you got to look at the players that they're marked as questionable or how much they practice during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to play, especially if they're out of it? I mean, you don't want to totally rely upon them and try to have, if you can, the backup. I mean, just even if it's just not typical, where I know we have all these different wide receivers in Green Bay, but I mean, you got a few that are banged up. So are they going to play? Are they not going to play? Pick up some of the backups that or just some of the other wide receivers, because I think 2 out of the 4 are banged up right now. So
Chris Watson having a day. I mean, Josh Jacobs catching touchdowns. First time in a long time, and but so that's where just really kind of key in on that. Some of the defenses, I didn't get at those lists, sorry. But just for defenses and kickers in general, they have played a bigger role this year. And for some reason in the last few weeks, for me, also against me. And I hate it. I love it. I don't know if I want some more of it, but we might get it regardless. For kickers and defense, I mean, coming into this playoff push, because you've done an incredible job, by the way. Just a little sidebar. Ryan, I mean, what did you start off like 1-4, 1-5?
Something like that. Yeah.
And then you've just gone on this 8-win streak. Yeah, it's incredible, man.
And then Gift takes me out, and then I lose the bye week, and you get the bye week.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I'm aware.
Not mad about that, but you did a good job attacking the waiver wire, right? So you got some savviness. But going into the playoffs this next couple of weeks, because I may or may not be playing you next week, but I mean, just in general, kind of what do you really for kickers and defense? What's your mindset? Do you have people that you're good with? You're locked in. They may have a low, a 5-point floor, but they're saying it could be 20 points. Or you still streaming going into the last?
I'm not quite streaming. I mean, obviously I'm locked in on Aubrey and ours, but in my ESPN league, I think I picked up like Fairbairn or something like that. Just because one of them, because they have a really good schedule of being indoors the whole time. The rest, because it's been so cold and everything. It doesn't affect everybody equally, but man, I mean, the game tonight, I mean, they're not going to be kicking the ball all that far, in my opinion, during some of that. So if I can get some good conditions, that I have the better chance, because most of them are just nailing it, 50-yarders, and you get them the right conditions. All you can do is hope for the best, and you give them the best spot in the best conditions, and I kind of go with that. And then defenses, I mean, a lot of them are hit or miss, but you try to find the ones that are just interceptions, sacks, all that jazz, and by now you kind of know who's who. So if you're still able to get them, try to get them, and if you're streaming at this point, that's probably just because they haven't have a good option this coming week. I mean, you're not, if you've been holding on to them, like I have Houston, I'm not paying attention to who they're playing. I'm playing Houston. But if you're not in that situation, you're, checking each week, or if you had a bye week this week and you still were streaming, hopefully you were just checking for a defense to play for week 16 and 17 and kind of go from there.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And for defenses, I mean, kind of a little bit of the same thing. I mean, well, I will get into like some of the particulars as far as individual kickers, individual defenses, but I mean, in general, for both of them, be looking at, like you said, like for Fairborn, he's in a dome, like you're good. But for me, Myers, he's not necessarily in a dome, but I'm okay having Myers right now. I'm super excited. But he does go to Carolina, which I believe is outdoors, but definitely San Francisco. But I should be done playing at that point. Hopefully hoisting up a championship. Hopefully you guys do too. But definitely be looking at the future as far as for the kickers and defenses. We got 2 weeks for most leagues. If you're in a league that has week 18 as the championship, let us know in the chat thoughts, prayers, and condolences, and also follow us everywhere at Ruckus EV and join the Discord because we may have some spots next year. And even with this main league, we might be opening up 1 or 2 more depending on how much the demand is. But we definitely want you guys to join a league that is healthy because you should be playing in week 18. But be looking for the next 2 weeks. Lock in those kickers, lock in those defenses, and honestly shore up a little bit if you have some middling players, really low mid, and look at their schedules. And honestly, if you can back up a kicker or defense and you feel the need, go ahead. This is the playoffs. This is the time to get risky. You want to be conservative to a degree. You want to, play the people that got you there. But what if the person gets injured, right? You got to think about that contingency, and you have to have your contingency running backs on the offenses that you trust. You have to have your contingency tight ends because we see this week tight ends are more than just a tight end. They're not blockers. They are receivers. And, they're doing both very well, but this weekend they did incredibly well. And, buddy, I just don't think there's any other way to transition. Really, let's just find some tight ends, man. Because we're going to waiver wires, people. Say hi. Oh, man. It's
such a weird combination.
Yeah.
So weird.
I love it. Oh, just wait. Next year, it's going to get even weirder. Because I do want to buy myself like another 10 or 15 seconds. So we'll have like a 30-second video. But for the waiver wire, talking about the tight ends, let's just jump into it, man. Because this was such a good week. And the tight ends took a big brunt. But there is a few in particular that we've really got to talk about. And Colby Parkinson, right off the bat, steals the show, 25 points. He got, against Detroit. So technically in our league, 24.5, but he's only 8% rostered.
That'll change.
Pretty good chances in your league, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, typically you may want to see a little bit larger of a sample size. But here is his sample size. 3 weeks ago at Carolina, 6.7. Not great, but I've had a few players, second, third, fourth, fifth rounds that got 6.7 often this year. And this was at Carolina. He had 67% snap, 4 of 5 for 27 yards, 0 touchdowns. The following week against Arizona, at Arizona, 12.2, 69% as far as snap percentage, just a little bit of a bump, but 3 of 5 for 32 yards and a touchdown. This week, the breakout week against Detroit at home, 24.5, 86% snap percentage, right? A big part is because Devontae Adams went out, but he got 5 of 7 targets, right? So increase in targets, 75 yards, and 2 freaking touchdowns. I'm sorry, but how do you not just look at that performance and for a team that maybe can't even let off the gas? Definitely next week against Seattle for the division, right? Yeah. How do you not look at that guy and say, I want some of that? I mean, just even him being on the Rams and being productive. I don't care what his name is, but yeah, man, Colby Parkinson. I mean, how much are you? I mean, if you have fantasy budget, are you just dumping everything into him?
Yeah, I'm going pretty much all in on the fact of one, you need one. It's the semifinals, and it's Seahawks. I mean, yeah. They have a good defense, but they just been letting tight ends do a lot. I mean, so we will see. But I mean, there's a lot of players. Obviously, on the Rams that could eat, but I think the biggest thing is not having Adams there. They need somebody to take almost the equivalent level of distance. I mean, you're not trying to get Parkinson to match up with what Puka's doing. You're not looking for that. You're looking for maybe he might be might get 2 touchdowns just because Adams usually gets 2 touchdowns on the shorter receptions. I mean, that's a chance. I mean, it's one of the better options that you have at week 16.
Yeah. And even if he gets only 12 points,
it
keeps
you
top
afloat.
10. Still top 10. Right? Top 10 tight ends. And there's only so many people you can put in that spot, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like you have 2 running back spots, 2 wide receiver, and 2 tight end. You just got 1 tight end. You can flex, which I've done that more this year than I have any other year of actually flexing tight ends. I know it is weird, but I also have like Kittle and Tyler Warren, so it's like they're gonna beat out some people. But for Colby Parkinson, I am throwing all my fantasy budget into getting him just because of that one precious spot. And even if he sits out for you 1 week, he could come back. They do play the Seahawks next, but like we kind of talked about after that, then it's at Atlanta. And then if you do have a week 18, they're home for Arizona. And it's a team that needs to still fight. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else on Parkinson before we move on to our next tight end?
No, I just need to figure out where I have to put him in the waiver or on my priority waiver so I can take him from you.
Man, I hold on to that thought for real. I mean, keep thinking about it.
Defense.
But I really want to kind of discuss that a little bit. Not to try to steal any insight, but I'm going to share about what I do waiver wire as well. But yeah, for them, Cooper Parkinson, go for him. Next guy, Dawson Knox. 7% rostered. And I get it. Because for one, I have Dalton Kincaid. But the 2Ds, I mean, it's one or the other. So that is where it's a little bit annoying. But this week it was Knox. But there is a little bit of a trend we can kind of look at. So week 13, 5.8 at Pittsburgh, 67% snap percentage, 3 or 4 for 28 yards, 0 touchdowns. Last week against Cincinnati, home 17.3, 69%, a little bit of bump. I mean, almost the exact same numbers. He has the same numbers. I feel like I may have not changed the snap percentage on him. What was that? Sorry.
It's a 17.3 and then 18.7.
Sorry. Pittsburgh was 72% snap percentage. Cincinnati was 55. Mm-hmm. So last week, a little dip, but more production with 93 yards. And then this week was 64% snap percentage, 18.7 points scored, 3 or 4 for 37 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
But it's the touchdowns. He got 3 receptions.
Yeah,
4
receptions. But next week, they're at Cleveland, and then they're home for Philly. It is a very hungry Buffalo Bills because they probably more than anybody else really need that first round bye. They beat the Patriots, which got them a good tiebreaker there for their division. But they are still very much kind of not on their heels. But I mean, with the Patriots 11-3, they are 10-4. That was for this week. So actually they're going to be 11-4 and the Patriots are 11-4. So they're tied. I don't know why NFL, why don't you update your shit, bro? Come on. But speaking of updates, there for the game is done, right?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
So 11-3.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they were kneeling it out. Yeah.
And then 10-4 Buffalo.
Yep, there we go. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, they're still very much going to have to be very present in a lot of their games. And I don't know. It's just with Knox, it's risky, but also when we're talking about insurance, I wouldn't mind having him as a backup for some of their upcoming games. And, for the Bills themselves, what they got coming up is the Browns, the Eagles, right? And then the Jets in Week 18. So if you are a Week 18 league, and as much as we preach against it, there might be some people watching this posthumously. But man, I mean, that could be a good one against the Jets too. But next week, very well could be something of that nature. And so anyways, anything on Dawson Knox or any tight ends that we should consider that might be on the waiver wire?
Yeah, I'm definitely not trusting Knox too much, but that's just because, I mean, his top 2 weeks, these past 2 weeks, were definitely ones that are more in line to be able to help them out. Really, just I mean, and you have 2 tight ends. The only reason why you could probably trust it a little bit because they don't have a lot of good wide receivers in Buffalo, so it could happen. But I don't really have much for the tight ends currently. No, it's all about Parkinson, I think.
Yeah. Other ones maybe possibly consider Gunnar Helm.
Oh, actually, I do have Waller. I think Darren Waller, scored this week tonight, I saw, but also playing Cincy tomorrow or next week.
Yeah. Good shoot, man.
So you could definitely do worse.
Yeah, you could. I'm trying to find him on the list here. I know he got more than 3 points.
Oh, yeah, because he scored a touchdown.
Right? Yeah, that's one. May have to just refresh this page. I don't know why. But yeah, no, I like Waller. Just with their schedule, kind of that they have there with Miami. Plus what he did before he got injured. It was just something came alive in that offense with him in it. And you're probably going to see a lot of people showing out in garbage time. Right.
Sorry, I just got distracted. Waller, 25 points.
25?
Yeah, 25.6.
Why is he not showing?
Tied on 3.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to refresh. Brandon's not pulling it.
Yeah, 8 targets, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns. I saw one of them. I didn't see the other one.
He's not showing up at. There we go. Yeah. 26. Yeah, because they rounded up and are like, holy crap, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't know that till just now. So yeah.
And like we talked about before the show, I mean, Waller was one I was interested in early, and then when he got injured, dropped just because he needed the roster space, and he wasn't on IR. But we talked about this being kind of a little bit more of a litmus test for him, and it showed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for Waller, 25.6 this week. Last week was 0.7, 6.7. And then the bye week before that, he had 4-5 weeks of being out. 9.2, but that was the game he got injured. And then 18.8, 17.7, right? And that was week 4 and 5.
So, yeah, there's options.
Which feel like last year, honestly. But yeah, Waller. Very much viable. And coming up, they got Cincinnati, Tampa Bay. Injury-riddled Tampa Bay. We'll kind of talk about them here in a little bit. And actually, you know what? Let's just talk about them now. Wide receivers. Why is Godwin on our waiver wire?
Because I dropped him.
Why, man?
Because do you know who I have? I wasn't gonna keep both of them.
No, who do you have? Who is the other option?
Well, I dropped him because I wanted to keep. Where is it at?
Someone coming off of IR?
Yep. A little somebody who I wanted to give him 1 week, but because I gave him 1 week, he hit with 19 points with Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah, Evans, yeah.
So he is their number one. I mean.
Yep. Man, I mean, you could have kept both and then
I
gotten
know.
Mayfield and done the triple stack. No, I'm just kidding. That's not great. Yeah, because then when they do bad, you do bad.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, Godwin was on our waiver. So if he's on your waiver, grab him. He is very much a great, low flex option, or even just to kind of have. But for the wide receivers that really do and possibly will make an impact on your team, is Troy Franklin. I copied and pasted, so the roster percentage I've got to find. But I mean, he showed out this week with 21 points. The 2 weeks prior, though, 4.1 each week. I've not seen a player really get to the decimal, the same score back-to-back weeks, but Troy Franklin did. But his snap percentage is going up from 26 to 50, 26 last week. And then also his targets from 4 to 6. And Bo just looks better. He looks bolder than others. And for them, they are really hunting. I think, they've got to play the Chargers at the end of the year. So they don't have the division in lock. And with that, go ahead.
Yeah, because I was thinking, obviously he did well, but also helped. There was another wide receiver that was out for, I don't have him top of my head, but so he also took some of that extra receptions. So, because again, Franklin's kind of back and forth, but I think that played a part in it. Just trying to remember who was out.
Yeah, Sutton was definitely not out because he showed out and
he did,
and he was in the not the top 10, but there he is. Yeah, yep, yep, right above Nico Collins. But yeah, man, they're in the hunt, so that's one thing to kind of worry about. I just need to delete that. But for the roster percentage, sorry, I copy and pasted notes, just a little behind the scenes. Copy and pasted a bunch of notes. I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't even have time to really go through and just delete stuff anyways. But he's 49% rostered. He needs to be on your team. For the 51% that is on Sleeper that does not have Troy Franklin, grab him. I don't care if you're if you're last place when you're in a playoff and you just, lucked out and won because McManus, scored 18 points. I don't care. Like, grab Troy Franklin, guys. It's disrespectful to not have him as a league. It's disrespectful to not have him on a team, period, because he is that good and has been that good. Again, last 2 weeks were kind of weird, but before that, 12.4, 15, 26.9, 12.9. He's at 24 against Indiana, and they're going to be playing Jacksonville at home. They're at Mile High. They're going to be playing at Kansas City. Tough place, but also injury prone and out of the playoffs. So what does that team look like? Probably just a bunch of Kelsey just to try to pad the stats. You know what I mean? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, one offensive goat to defensive goat, we got it covered. But yeah, so Troy Franklin, got to grab him. Michael Wilson is another one that it's almost disrespectful at this point. And I feel bad because I'm a part of the problem in one league. But this guy, the last 3 weeks, right, has had over 60 fantasy points scored. Last week, he had 37.2. This week, 16.4. Yes, the week prior, at Tampa Bay, 6.6. But before that, 21.8, 33.5. I mean, you look at his 5-game spread, and why the hell is he not on a team? It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm appalled. We've got to be better, people. But no, what say you about Michael Wilson?
I tried to pick him up, but that's fine because he was on a waiver that it ran at 5 p.m. last night, and the game's at 10, or whatever. So it's like it says it's a Sunday, but I'm like, It's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so yes, there. I have him on my other league, and
Yeah.
so yes, there are
Absolutely.
players that to pick up. But then, what are you gonna do? I mean,
Yeah. Well, and hopefully you pick them up and play them. They are playing Atlanta. It's at home. And again, we talked about the Cardinals before. Even though they're probably not going to win a game, they're still going to get close, and they're still going to score like at least 20 points. And their offense is just productive at times. What it really is. And this week it really was. And he got 16.4. But, McBride got 41. Right. And so brisket is still cooking and eat it up, because then also the following week at Cincinnati. And then week 18, again, quit that league if they are playing week 18. But they do have to play at the Rams. Michael Wilson is definitely one to consider. And the last one, wide receiver wise, that I have, and let me know if you got any notable mentions, and we're gonna wrap it up here pretty quick. Jalen Naylor.
I mean, Naylor definitely can do something, but you're talking. Yes, they got a good. I forget who they're playing next week, but it's a really good option.
Yeah,
but
Giants next week, and then the Detroit Lions.
Right. So the schedule's good, but do you trust? I mean, I think so, but it could be really, obviously, the other JJ took care of business, but not with our Jefferson, though. So, I mean, is he going to get something? Who is it? I mean, there's a lot of good offensive weapons for him to throw to, but how much is he going to have to throw against the Giants? Are you?
And that's such a great question. And just for context, looking back at it, 19.5 this week, 51% snap percentage, 3 catches for 5 targets for 47 yards, but 2 touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns made it. Last week against Washington, who other people have been successful against, 6 points, only 3 targets. Week before that at Seattle, tough defense, 0. Only 1 target. At Green Bay, tough defense, 0. Only 1 target. So next week might be the only week you could even think about playing him, honestly. They play Detroit, who is on the ropes, but they are still in the fight. And then they play Green Bay again in week 18. So definitely, hopefully you don't have to play him. But he might be a decent pickup for this week if you have some 2 spots. But moving on to running backs and quarterbacks, like we promised, we will talk about the quarterbacks. Running backs, we've got Sean Tucker, Tyler Algier, and Brian Robinson Jr. to discuss. Sean Tucker, 26% rostered. Tyler Algier, 44% rostered. And Brian Robinson Jr., which you have in one of your teams, at least one, 43% rostered. Out of these 3, which ones do you like most? And what do you think about them?
Let's see. For me personally, it would be Algier on the fact of I do have the starter. So I might be, because I'm kind of biased. I'm trying to do my backup. I have Brian for San Fran, but obviously I don't have McCaffrey. So it's really going to be a priority of, do you have any of the starters of this group? And then if not, who do you think you can actually play if you need somebody to play? And that's kind of where you'd have to decide it's really about your roster management on what you need. Yep. Some might be better than others.
Well, and what defense, or not defense, but what offense do you trust more? That's honestly, that's what I look at. And there's some offenses, like the Raiders, I really try to stay away from. In our league, was it our league I got Ashton Genty? No, I think it was another one. I regret it. I thought in a bad offense, the running back would be the most reliable. Yeah. Knowing that Bowser's going to be Bowser, but But it's just like, yeah, they're going to touch the ball. He's a great talent. We'll see.
I didn't make the playoffs, so the one I had him.
Yeah. But he is not done great this week, and that is something to where, some of these backups, just to have them as insurance, it's going to be great. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. My dog interacted with me. But yeah, Sean Tucker, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just a tough one. We've seen it. I mean, even whenever he was in, it wasn't that great. But again, we're talking about insurance running backs, and just for that Buccaneers offense, I really don't trust it much anymore. I mean, yeah, they got Evans back, but 3rd and 28. It was freaking 3rd and 28. You know what I mean? Like that famous video of him. It just, there's something going on in that locker room and on the field and with the coaching where your senior player, Mike Evans, who is going to be in your Hall of Fame, who is going to be in your Ring of Honor, and who is going to be probably in the league's Hall of Fame with how many 1,000-yard seasons he's had consistently, is that adamant and just been caught on film. Of course, you can take any little sample and just blow it out of proportion, but the Buccaneers offense, I just really don't trust that much anymore.
I mean, it was his first game back. They were close. Yes, I mean, they got burnt on the last part. But I wonder it won't feel as bad because New Orleans won to beat the Panthers to now they're both 7-7, and I think actually the Bucs has the tiebreaker, so they really are back in first. So it's like no harm, no foul. Maybe they could learn from that from what just happened, and next week might be better because I don't think they want to do that again. I don't know.
Well, they played the Panthers twice. Yeah. This is where, like, I love it, but also kind of hate it. But it's just like, oh god, 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they can stretch that out better.
Yeah, I do love the idea of just the last 4 games of the season, no matter what, being division. Like, no matter what, you got to finish out your division. And I feel like maybe even start, but that's not always, what makes sense doesn't always make sense. And NFL's about dollar bills, but talking about quarterback Shuck. I mean, is he a viable fantasy option? I like the kid, old man. I don't know. I'm not sure what he is. I mean, he just graduated, but he's also, close to my age apparently. But no, like, do we trust Shuck enough to play him in fantasy? Or do we trust him enough to play Olave as not a flex? Or, anybody else on that team? Juwan Johnson.
If you needed to. I mean, Tyler got 18. So, but the thing is, though, playing the Jets. I mean, and playing Tennessee. So, you really could do better or worse. But, I mean, of the available quarterbacks that are out there, do you trust Cousins, McCarthy? I mean, there's Stroud, but then Tyler's right there. Yep. So, I mean, what's your gamble? Because you have to make that decision specifically with Patrick going down.
I do. Yes.
What is your spinning wheel going to have to decide upon?
Yeah, and that's where, I mean, for me, I'm looking at Sam Darnold, looking at Jacoby Brissett, Marcus Mariota. Some of these players I don't hate, but I don't love. And that's probably the same sentiment for people in Seattle, right? With Sam Darnold. I mean, he looked great with Minnesota. He's had flashes, but then there's just some turnovers that he's done to lose games. But for Sam Darnold, he is 59% rostered. And we're talking about the guy with JSN. I mean, if you have JSN, I would just grab Sam Darnold as a backup regardless. And whenever they have a good matchup, put him in, get that stack. Because this week he got 14.7 for now. God dang it, this is the copy and paste. Apologies. I knew I was going to do this, man. I think I even mentioned it. Maybe I manifested it idiotically. But there we go. Cousins, McCarthy, Stroud, and Shook are the top 4. Sam Darnold is already taken in our league, so that's why he's not showing up in mine. Mabry, Josh actually has him. This week got 11.34 against Indiana. That defense really did show out. And it was a good slobber knocker, but definitely not the most productive for fantasy. Last week, 23.26 at Atlanta, and then 3.2 against Minnesota, right? And then they go to the Rams next week, who still have to fight and just look incredibly good. Then at Carolina, so they're sandwiched in between the Buccaneers games. So maybe there's a little bit of like them overseeing the Seahawks, but I'm guessing they're probably not because the Seahawks are, very much in there. And then at San Francisco.
Actually, I know who you need to get. Play San Francisco might be just good. Pick up Phillip Rivers. He'll take care of you for some short passes.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I am happy we got Phillip Rivers just because I have JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, because he is still very much relevant. Thank God. Yeah. I'm not expecting 30, 40 burgers, but please just 15 to 25. That's all I ask. Is that all too much to ask?
Keep afloat. I mean, you have a good offensive line, though, too, so that helps.
Yeah, very much so. But then also with the quarterbacks, Cousins, man. I mean, that's one of the big questions there. I mean, 26.92 points at Tampa Bay, division game. And, I mean, I feel like it's his first game, but it's not. Because he did play last week. Seattle, 4.48. The week before at the Jets, 13.36. Then at New Orleans, 15.46. And that was whenever he started coming back in.
Yeah.
So is this a testament of Cousins just getting back in the rhythm and his old bones kind of warming up, or is it just kind of a little bit of a fluke?
I mean, it's at Arizona next week. So not the toughest of defenses. So, I mean, and I was hearing London might be back next week finally. And if that's the case, then that's obviously we'll see. I mean, he hasn't played, but they have been saying it for a while. But I heard that's what they were saying on the broadcast, I think.
Yeah, day to day, but more hopeful. So
that's just an extra weapon.
Could return if he has a good practice week. So pay attention. Be following the reports. Because that very well could prove to be a good pickup, because that is just, I mean, there are teams that they just build, but just doesn't really seem like anything, right? And then there's teams that build and you see the flashes of what they could be, right? Almost like a little bit of a teaser and, just a vision of the future. And with the Falcons, we've seen it, man. For 2 years, we've seen it. 3 years, really. With Bijan, London, Algier, right? I mean, then they had Johnny Smith for that little bit. I mean, the Smith era.
They got Pitts.
Yeah. They got Kyle Pitts. And it was like one of the top picks for a tight end.
He's so big.
Yeah. And it was just like, I just never really came into fruition. But it's like, God, they have the pieces. And when they had Cousins, I mean, for them to switch to Penix, I kind of see like, hey, let's work for the future. But it was just always one of those weird things of why do you still have Cousins just after you paid him that much? And it could be the player coach kind of aspect. Who knows how much of that locker room, Kirk O'Chains or, Cole Cash Money millionaire has. But he is very interesting. Jacoby Brisket, 50% rostered. No, that's wrong. I keep looking at the stat. It's not right, guys. Sorry. But Brisket, which is owned by somebody in our league, so I got to look him up. And I keep saying Brisket, and I look for Brisket, but 21.56 this week, 20.04 last week against the Rams. Tough team, getting 20 points. Then at Tampa Bay, 20.64. Next week, they're home for Atlanta, and then they're at Cincinnati. I mean, I don't know, man. I really like that. And if you've got Michael Wilson as a stack, that might not be bad.
What I like is pass attempts. Since week 10, since week 10, 44, 57, 49, 40, 44, and 40. So if you're getting at least 40 and you have a relatively smaller tree of receivers, I mean, McBride, that's why he's getting what he's getting.
Yep. Yeah, no, he definitely is. And they're pass happy. It is great. We love it for fantasy football, and we also love you guys at home watching us. Marcus Mariota. I mean, he's somewhat of an option, right? But I would rather go Kirk Cousins, as you mentioned, for the notables. Another notable running back, Malik Davis. As far as insurance running back there with the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully Javonte Williams doesn't get injured for people that do own him. But then also, nothing kicker defense. I just because I worked so hard on the video, we'll do a quick 4th and 20. And then we're going to get out of here, folks. It's going to be great. This is the best show. But no, we appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, follow us, and definitely we'll be talking about some of the upcoming shows that we have this week. But first, we just gotta chill. Gotta. 20. Thoughts and prayers to you all. T's and P's. Pour one out if you lost, and cheers if you won this week. Because you should know by now. But punt, pass, or kick. Okay, real quick. All I'm going to do is just give you 3-ish players. It's like fuck, marry, kill, right? FMK. You just punt one, meaning that you're not gonna get rid of them, but you're gonna seed them. Pass means you're putting them in or you're going for them on the waiver wire. Or kick means you just, they're off my team. Or kick rocks, I do not want you on my team. Period. Here we go. Jalen Naylor. Quinshawn Judkins. Quinshon.
Yeah.
I hear you writing, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll spell it for him.
No, I got enough.
And then there's 2 people, but they're really the same person. Ashton Jeanty and Brees Hall. And for you folks at home, I know that's strange, right? What? They're not the same person. They literally are. Look at the side-by-side. If we had time, I was going to put a graphic up. Literally, whenever one has a 12-point game, the other one has a 12-point game. Whenever one has a sub-5-point game, like the last 2 weeks, sub-10 for sure, the other one has. These guys are, for some reason, their production is just step in step in step. Whenever they each of them have only had one 30-point game the entire season. And I believe on average, it is sub 15 as far as average on the year. And that's even with that big of a spike. And it's tough. It is so tough having both of them on one team. Whenever on the bench, you had Henderson and Swift this week. So, I'm going to be making some changes there. But Quinshawn Judkins, I made 47 total yards, no touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. Plays the Bills next week. The team is out of the playoffs. The Browns, they have a hope, right? I mean, are you looking for garbage time or because you're not really going to get them contesting anything legitly? Jalen Naylor, 4% rostered. They play the Giants next week. but their team is out of the playoffs, right? As far as the Vikings. So between those three, man, do you have your punt, pass, kick?
So punt to get rid of, pass to play.
Yep.
And then kick.
Yeah, no,
punt, pass is
punts
put
to
on
sit.
the pitch.
So sit, start, kick kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, punt, pass, kick. Yeah.
Let's say to sit.
Or sit, start, drop.
All right. Yeah. Who I'm going to sit is
your punt.
Junkins. Yeah.
Okay.
Punt. I'm going to start, like it or not, Jenkins and Hall.
Ooh.
Just because I'm going to kick Naylor. Because I still don't believe in. I mean,
right.
There's been an improvement, but can you trust it? I'm not.
Exactly.
How many starts has he had so far when it comes to our quarterback? And yeah, they have a good schedule. I mean,
yeah. For Naylor, I mean, he has started every game this season.
You're right. Well, he has, but I'm just saying for McCarthy.
McCarthy starts.
Yeah.
But
it's
right.
Yeah, he's only had so many of them, and I know he's improving, but I don't know if I could trust it in the playoffs.
And you trust the offense in general.
Yeah.
And then even on that offense, can you trust Naylor to even produce a fraction? I mean, even if it's 10 points, do you trust him to score 10 points when last week was 6? The 2 weeks before that was 0, then 2.6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Week 10 against Baltimore, 23.4, and then 2.6, 0, 5.7, 7.2, 9.2, 6.7, 6.1, and 3.8. That's the entire season. Only 2 games close to 20 points.
Yeah, so at least I'm looking for a floor, and I know Jenkins and Hall have only been so much, but it's still better than Jenkins and Hall still better than what probably Junkins provided. So that's why I got to sit. Yeah, Junkins.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Thank you for playing with me on that one real quick. Just to make 4th and 20 relevant, guys, because I'm not going to put in work and have it just not be used, okay? But we do put in work, and we appreciate you guys putting in work and watching us and investing in us by liking, subscribing, leaving a comment down below. Who did we miss? And honestly, send us comments about pump pass kick, right? Give us 3 players. We'll let you know next week when it is the semifinals, and I'll be playing that guy. Hey, you know what? You've done it 2 weeks in a row with just Josh, now just me. Maybe next week we get you on with me and Josh just for a little bit. But tune in next week. Monday night, we have Fantasy Fuck Around. Then we have a day off. Unless they're going to be doing bracket bitches. I don't think they're going to be doing anything of that nature next week on Tuesday. Wednesday, we are back with Rev Wrap It Up. That's the sports talk show where we look at the news across the entire sports spectrum. And I give you some spicy takes. Soul gives you some realistic stuff. And then Josh is kind of a little bit in the middle. Then Thursday night, Ruckus Wrestling. There was Justin Toner and Josh Mabry bringing us in the news. Probably going to be talking about John Cena, man, as far as his retirement and kind of what that looks like for the wrestling world. Then I don't think we have anything else Friday or Saturday. I know we got some bracket pitches coming up. College football playoffs are on the move, so definitely be paying attention to that. And if you don't see us, you guys have a beautiful holiday season. Ryan, anything for the fine folks at home before we head off, man?
Other than first Friday of the month, we have the book club, and it's kind of helpful. It's Josh and Soul to kind of lead it, and I kind of chime in just because, somebody's got to. So that's what I'm there for. So, somebody to join. And this month it's Stephen King, the longest mile walk. I forgot what it was. That one's was a pretty good read. So I'm ready for that for next time. So, something to jump in on.
And the first is going to be here before we know it, man. It's going to be 2026. It's crazy, man. Like the world spins faster, but we hope you find some time to just enjoy the world. We enjoy you guys. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.